hey, good to see you again. Sooner than you expected, right? So if you notice, I am channeling a little bit of old school Dolce Gabbana here, and a little bit of a slutty empress, slutty Byzantine empress, which is like my favorite type of empress, to be honest. And I'm also having a bold red color on my lips because I'm gonna talk about a bold topic, and the topic is taking the jump. Like, that could be moving to a new country, moving to a new city, changing jobs, leaving 9 to 5 to start a business. So how do you deal with that? It's a little bit crazy, it's a little bit overwhelming, and it's a little bit intimidating. And I know, because I've taken that jump, honey, more times than I would like. Actually, no, I liked all the times I wanted it. Like, a lot of times my mother tells me whenever I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing in life. I don't know what's going on. What am I doing to, what am I doing on this planet, basically? And my mom always goes, well, you didn't want that job at the bank. And I didn't want that job then, and I don't want that job now. So no reason for me to complain any further. Anyway, back to our topic. So about taking the jump, what do you do? Where do you start even? I think first of all, you just need to have an honest conversation with yourself about your motives. Like, a lot of times we're feeling that we want to quit our job, that we cannot handle this anymore, the pressure and this and that. But in reality, we haven't really made an effort. Like, maybe the situations around us are frustrating. We don't have good communication with our boss. We don't like the hours we work. We don't have all that. But a lot of times, instead of confronting that situation, we prefer to just leave the job and find another one. But you know what? Chances are you're gonna have similar challenges at that next role that you will take. I think it's a great way, and even if it doesn't work and you end up quitting the job anyway, it's a great exercise for yourself, and you will feel so much more confident if you leave after you have made an effort and you have managed to communicate what you want to say, not like being confrontational or anything, but just saying what you want to say. It's liberating, and it's gonna be such a nice lesson for whatever comes to you next in that job or a different career, or even on your personal life. I think it's a great exercise. So try to think, what are really your motives? Do you really want that change, or are you just not happy with the circumstances that you're facing now? If you're not happy with the circumstances that you're facing now at your work, that's a different story. Then you need to think a little bit, in particular, like, what is your problem? Do you need more support, more resources? You need to come back with a plan. If that plan is not accepted, if there is no room for discussion for any of your very specific problems and suggested solutions, then it's bye-bye. But it's always worth giving it a shot, and it's also a great way for you to train in negotiation, in being vulnerable while you're still holding your position. I think it will make up for a great experience for yourself, and it will be a great milestone for your growth overall in life. But what happens if you do want to make, like, honest to God, what am I doing here? I need a change. Well, if you want to change, then there is only thing that you have to do. You just need to make that change. And I know that sounds very big, but that's the point. Like, have a big dream, have a big vision, and then think very strategically, okay, in order to do that, what would be, like, if I wanted to be editor-in-chief, say, at a magazine or whatnot, what would be the previous role that I would have to have, what kind of success would I need to have before that in order to get there, and just take it a little bit backwards, breaking it down to, okay, what do I need to do tomorrow in order to be in that trajectory towards my goal. And I would keep it more, I wouldn't be like hell-bent on that trajectory, because sometimes it's good to review, figure out like where you stand, what are your feelings, if things have changed, and then adjust the trajectory. But it's good to have like a general direction of where you're going. If you don't know where you want to go, if you don't know what the trajectory is, and I've been there, maybe I'm still out there. I'm there so often. Anyway, what I do when I don't know where I'm going next, I figure out, okay, what do I want to know next? What kind of people do I want to hang out with? What people do I want to work with? What skills am I missing? What skills can I offer that can complement other people's skills, so we can create something together? And that will also give you a few clues about what to do next. And if that something is not, like, a lot of times we think we want to go somewhere, like we want to make a change, maybe we want to change industries, but we're thinking, I have zero connections there, I'm gonna be starting, I have already accomplished so much in this industry. I'm like quite well known, I have my comfort zone, and then if I just change industries, although that's my thing, I will need to start from ground up, and I'm just gonna put an X on everything I've built so far, and I'll just start from zero. First of all, breathe in, breathe out. You don't need to make a big change overnight, but if you want to change industries, there are plenty of ways that you can go about that. First of all, you don't start from zero. You never start from zero. You have already done stuff, you have learned your lessons, you know a lot about business already. These are things that do not evaporate because you go to another industry. These lessons stay with you and everything that you learn, and if nothing, you have like an advantage, because you go into an industry with a whole new set of knowledge and experience that makes you unique and makes you competitive as a candidate for that position, or even if you're starting your own business there. The other thing that's holding you back, that you're not having connections in that industry, or maybe you don't know that much, first of all, the best way to learn is to teach, or at least be a tool in helping people learn more. So for instance, you can start organizing some meetups or some dinners. Just take a look at what's happening in the landscape right now in that industry. Is there something missing, a type of event missing? Is there an already existing community that you can go and connect with people? Is there something that you can create, like an event or something that will get you these connections? You can even create a podcast and just invite a bunch of people to give you an interview, and even if 1/3 of them give you an interview, you've met these people, you're connected with them now, congratulations. And never be afraid of sending out a cold email as well. I've sent plenty, not everything was a success in terms of response, and that's fine, people are busy. I'm guilty as charged of not responding to emails sometimes, although I always try to do. The point is for you to make it easy for them to get back to you. Don't say, hey, can we meet for coffee? Let me grab your brain. I'm like, nope. That's too broad. Are you looking for new friends? What's the purpose of that meeting? But if you send to somebody a very specific meeting, hey, I'm this and this, I've done this and this, and this is where I want to go, this is what I want to meet, this is what I want to learn, can you point me to the right direction, or can you give me some advice? People would be happy to. If it's easy to help, most people will help, period. So, what about leaving 9 to 5 to start your own company? That's a bold move, always. And a lot of people will say, You can start it as a side hustle and test it out, or just to take the plans, save some money, go somewhere where it's lower cost. The day-to-day life, it's a lower cost, so you have more of a runway to get started. There's so many resources around entrepreneurship, so many communities right now. But the reality is there's just not a right answer to that. You just need to carve out your own path. For some people, it's best to keep it as a side hustle, to take more steady steps. Other people are more like ready. Maybe they started not with the idea or with what exactly they're gonna build. They have started out with a network. So maybe you know that you want to be an entrepreneur, but you don't have an idea and you don't know exactly what to do. Maybe an idea would be to start getting some experience by working for a smaller company or a startup, so you can see a little bit behind the curtain and figure out if that's the type of environment that you like. Because a lot of times we think a job is a one thing, and then turns out to be something completely different. Like, I used to be head of innovation at Havas, and everybody was telling me, oh my God, that's such an exciting job. It sounds amazing, and this and that. And it was a great job, and I loved every second of it. But my day-to-day tasks were mostly meetings and emails. It wasn't like experiencing breakthrough technology and changing the world. No, it was like emails and meetings most of the days. And of course, I always had like great experiences, and I got to see a lot of innovation and fresh tech very early on, straight out of the box. But the reality is that the day-to-day task is very different. That goes for most jobs and most things. So even like entrepreneurship, you may think, okay, I have my own time, I am my own boss. The reality is that you're not your own boss, but you yourself have plenty of bosses. Your employees are your boss, your customers are your boss, your investors are your boss. So it also goes around to see like what type of business is right for you. Should you have a business that is like scalable and you need to take money from a VC, or is it a better fit for you to have like a small business that makes for money and you can build like a little family of employees around that? What would make you happy? That's not for me to say. I think the bottom line is that, you always, like, if you want to get from A to B, you already know A. Like, if B doesn't work out and you figure out that you need to go to C, A is always there. You know it. It's there. You can go back to that A and then go to another direction. So don't be afraid. Take that risk. Like, it's only gonna help you. If you're determined to do that, you just need that determination, to keep that determination, because progress is not always linear. It's not like you will go from A to B in a straight line. Like, most of the times you go like that. B. So you need to keep your determination, and you need to have a really strong work ethic. Like, show up day to day, looking flawless, being a boss, and just take it day by day, and remember to have fun, because that day to day is your life. That's what life is. It's a bunch of days and nights. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I'd love to know what was your experience with taking the jump and taking a risk in your life and making a change. Let me know in the comments below.